Okay, everybody, 3 minutes. We're going to talk about VBACs. What is a VBAC? Question that was raised by somebody on the website recently. And I'm also going to cover when the role is triggered. How often does it happen, and how can I find out? And what about other types of backs? VBACs being a good example. Okay, so what is a VBAC? Let's start there. Short. Piece on the web. So this is a useful explanation. A term in football that describes a short pass from a quarterback to a receiver when all other options are covered. All other options are covered. So when is the roll triggered? Based on that point about all other options are triggered, this is the flow of a pass rush pressure flow in the code. So down here, this is the bit to look at. Is the sack imminent? So is code checked for a sack? Has a sack been triggered? The answer is no. But if the answer is no, it then looks at whether there's going to be a coverage sack. And this is the point about the VBAC. So when a coverage sack is indicated, and here, then the code will look at dumping off to a VBAC. So the VBAC is a response to the possibility of a coverage sack. Let's have a check on the rules. Here you'll see the chance of a VBAC being thrown to is based on the quarterback level, and down here, if that is check is mid, the chance of it then being complete is really based on the running back's technique as well as the quarterback's level. So that's a VBAC. That's when the roll is triggered. How often do coverage sacks happen? Maybe a question you might ask. And if I look into my quarterback coach report in my analysis tab, here's my analysis tab. Here's the quarterback coach report. Coverage sack is shown here. So this is the number of coverage sacks that you have, and that obviously reflects on the chance of a valve back coming into action. So what about other types of roles for the running back? Well, if you look at the rules, there are other roles, B-back being an example, G-back being an example. Where are they set? Well, on plays that are designer plays where the running back is not otherwise a receiver, so a short pass being an example. You can see this section in the design where I can change it from a valve back to a release back or blocking back, and hopefully that answers that question. So what's a VBAC? Covered that. When is a roll triggered in response to coverage sacks? How often does this happen? I can check in my analysis tab. What about other types of backs? Well, that's now been shown also. Hope that has been helpful.